Finding yourself bored and numb? Well, no worries, cause now you can get the all-new Ink Pods!
Hey guys, this is Mr. Mathing going over the Integrated Math 3 Quiz 10 1.5 Converting Quadratic Equations and Quadratic Formula, November 13, 2025. Using the letters in question number 2, so here are the letters. Match the following by putting in one letter for factored form. So factored form, I'm looking for two sets of parentheses, and that would be choice E. This one. Number 2, match the following equation to the graph on the right by circling one of the choices below. Alright, so I notice I have these are my P's and Q's, those are my roots, which actually matches factored form. So that would be choice E is your answer. That matches the graph. You'll know that because this one is A is positive, which means that it opens up. Set those equal to 0 and you get x equals 1 and 5, which is what we have here. This is down, down, and this one is up, but it has a y-intercept of -1. It doesn't go through there. Number 3, find the square root property. So we're going to see if we can factor that. So your A value is 1, B value is 16, C value is 64. So A times C is 64, B value is 16. My two numbers are going to be 8 and 8. They multiply to be 64, but add to be 8. Remember the shortcut, because you only need, A is 1, so you only need the X method. Okay, so then I have x plus 8 squared. Remember, for the square root method, you're going to keep the constant on the other side. Take the square root, we'll get plus or minus, you get x plus 8 equals square root of 36 is 6. Subtract 8, x equals -8 plus or minus 6. So then you'll have two answers, x equals -8 plus 6, which is -2. Which is not on there, and then -8 minus 16, which is -14, which is D. Okay. 4B, to find the max or min, you're probably going to use vertex form, which would be this one. This is the quadratic formula. This finds the roots. This choice finds that point, which is the max or min. Okay, 4D finds the roots. So we just mentioned that or explained it in the previous one, which helps determine the type and number of roots. So this one will help me find, again, where it crosses the x-axis, okay? But the correct answer is this one, the discriminant. The discriminant tell you the number, right? So if the discriminant is bigger than 0, then you get 2 reals. Equals 0, you have 1 real, but it's a double root. That just means it bounces off. And then if it's less than 0, then you have 2 complex. Means it doesn't touch. Number 5, fill the numbers. So you have 1 to 3. Now we have division and multiplication. So look for the freebies, no math operations. That'll be 2 and 1. Remember, the numbers in the cages here in blue, this can repeat, as long as it doesn't repeat in a row or column. So for example, that wouldn't match. How about a 2? Okay, so although 2 times 2 times 3 equals 12, these are repeating, so that's bad. So let's go back and change those. So how about this? Now that one works. Okay, the only numbers I'm missing here are a 1. So 2 numbers that divide by 3, so that'll be 3 divided by 1 equals 3. And then the numbers you're missing are just 1 and 3. Let's go to the back side. Convert. So it's 2 things. Number 1, convert from standard form to vertex form, and then 2, identify the vertex as the order pair. So number 1, let's go ahead and convert this to vertex form. Okay, so I'm going to CTS to find this C value. C equals B divided by 2 squared. So A is 1, B is C, B is 6, C is 8. So it gives me 6 divided by 2, which is 3. 3 squared is 9. So that'll become 9. Okay, so to make this work, this one will have to be a negative 9. Notice they're on one side of the equal sign. So now I have x squared plus 6x plus 9, and this will equal negative 1. Okay, let's go ahead and factor that now. So A is 1, B is 6, C is 9. So that'll be 9, your B value is 6, and that'll be 3 and 3. Multiplies be 9, adds be 6. We can put those together. Okay, pay attention. This is convert standard form to vertex form. Okay, now, so that was number 1. Now number 2, I have to convert that. So the form has a minus sign. So I like to convert it to x minus negative 3. And then I can say my h value is negative 3. And my k value is negative 1. So this would be my answer. I don't have the rubric in front of me, but 3.5 if you kept it just in vertex form and no vertex, which is that's the vertex. And of course partial credit if you went towards that direction. Number 6, write the equation of parabola given in standard form. So a couple things I notice is these are my P's and that's my Q. This is just an order pair, and it's also in y-intercept, but more importantly it's an x and a y. So this is great. I saw some students just write this out. Okay, partial credit if you just write it out. So that is factored form. Okay, so then we're just going to have a highlighting party. X is 0. Y is 6. P is negative 2. And Q is 3. Let's go ahead and fill those in. So 6. We're solving for A here. Solve for A. x is 0. Okay, pay attention, you have to have that minus sign. So your p-value is -2, and your q-value is 3. So that becomes 0 plus 2. So that'll become 2 times -3, which is -6. Then I'll divide by -6, and a equals -1, right? That should make sense because the graph is opening down. So I can see it visually, now I have it algebraically. Okay, so now let's write the equation. And I'm going to go back to factored form. So let's, I'm just going to copy this. And then you can also copy the second one. But there are some key things in here. You're going to keep your x's and y's. But you're going to substitute your a value. And your a value from over here is now -1. So let's put in, do that. Okay, let's go back. Y equals -1. You have your x. Pay attention. That one's still minus -2. Why? Because the minus sign must be in the formula and the p-value is -2. Okay, so this is factored form, but we need to get in standard form. So I think you got 3.5, you got a, you got 3 points. 3.5, you got factored. So now I just need to get rid of this. So I'm gonna multiply these. X squared minus 3x, 2x minus 6. So you get x squared, combine like terms right here, minus x minus 6. And you can distribute the -1, so you get -1x squared plus x plus 6. And this would be your grand finale answer. And the last one, let's go for the quadratic formula.
And then let's look at the last one, using the quadratic formula to solve that, right? What is the quadratic formula? When you use quadratic formula, first thing is you write a, b, and c, right? A is 5, b is -3, c is 1. And then write down the quadratic formula. X is equal to minus b plus or minus square root of b squared minus 4ac over 2a, right? Over 2a. And you get those values into the formula. So then you get x is equal to -3, right? -3 plus square root of -3 squared minus 4 times 5 times 1 and over 2a. So it's 2 times 5. So this is x is equal to -3 is +3, and plus or minus -3 squared, so that's 9. 9 minus 4 times 5 is 20, right? So it's -11 and over 10. So if there is a minus sign, okay, if there's a negative sign inside the discriminant, then we know that it will have like the imaginary number, right? We'll have the imaginary number, so it's a complex roots. So we need to deal with this one. And 11 is not a perfect square number, and we cannot factor 11 anymore. So we just need to get an I out of the square root. So then it's x is equal to 3 plus or minus I times square root of 11 over 10. Okay. Because how did we get an I out of the square root of 11? It's because here the minus 11 is actually equal to minus 1 times 11, right? So minus 1 is actually equal to I times 11. You see that? So this is the I square, so we can get the I out of the square root symbol. Okay, so that's how we get this outside, okay? And so x is 3 plus or minus I times square root of 11 over 10.
That's all for today, Rebels. Have a mathematical Monday.